Hello, everybody. Welcome back. 5th episode, Icing Kicker podcast. We got some special guests today, and I'm excited to introduce you. To my right, we got Brock's Locks.
What up, what up?
And to my left, we got Gianmarco.
How you doing, people?
Yeah, I know you guys been wanting to come on for a while now, and finally we can make it happen. And
We're excited, man.
I'm excited. So, let's get going. So let's start it off with some trivia. I'm going to ask you a question. If you guys know the answer, tap the middle. But if you get it wrong, the next person can steal for 2 points. First one to 10 wins, all right?
Yeah.
Keep track of your points. All right, first question. Who is the NFL all-time passing leader?
Drew Brees.
That's incorrect.
Thomas Patrick Edward Brady.
He's got 2 points.
Come back, kid.
All right. Who's the NFL all-time rushing leader?
On me?
Yes, you.
Emmitt Smith.
Yes, sir. All right, we got 2-1. Who has a record for all-time receiving yards in a season?
Calvin Johnson.
Yes, sir. 2-2.
Oh, yeah, quicker.
But if you going quick, I'ma steal that. You just going.
Who are the only 2 NFL teams that have purple uniforms?
Ravens, and the.
I don't even want to call shot clock on this vibe.
Hey, we calling shot clock on that. You wasn't ready.
He was just
All
tapping.
right, you can steal. Who got the purple unis?
I'm gonna go Ravens first.
Oh.
I'm gonna go
Shot clock.
Seahawks.
Nah, you were thinking of the Minnesota Vikings.
Oh, how did I get that?
So it's different shape.
Yeah, it's a different shade. I wasn't thinking.
All right, next question. What is it, 2-1?
2-2.
I got two. I got Brown. Disrespectful.
All right. Name all the teams that play in Florida. That's Brock.
Jacksonville Jaguars, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Miami Dolphins. Is there one more?
Yes, sir. That's all it is.
That's it?
Yes, sir. All right.
3-2.
How
What are we playing
games-
though?
We playing the 10.
Okay.
What is the nickname of the Seattle Seahawks defense in the early 2010s?
Legion of Boom.
Yes, sir.
Threes.
Who is the all-time sack leader?
Lawrence Taylor.
No, he can steal for 2.
Alex Anzalone. Anzalone.
That's correct.
No, that's incorrect. The right answer was Reggie White.
Yeah, I wasn't getting that. Alex Anzalone.
All right.
Bugs.
What two NFL legends played in the MLB and the NFL?
Deion Sanders and Bo Jackson.
Yes, sir. What are we at? 4-3?
Yeah, fuck him.
All right. What NFL running back has played the most games in a career?
Frank Gore.
Frank Gore, yes, sir.
Yeah,
I
boy.
was stealing that.
I was about to say Mark Ingram.
What are we at? 5s?
Fours.
4s? Yeah. What is the newest NFL franchise?
So you just tapping shit.
Houston Texans.
Yes, sir.
5-4.
5-4. Which tight end has the most playoff receptions of all time?
Rob Gronkowski.
He can steal for 2.
Dang!
Travis Kelce.
Yes, sir.
Hell
You
no.
got 2.
Wow.
What do you got?
7-4.
7-4.
That's bullshit. Close those eyes, bro. I know you're screen lurking.
Yeah, he's green lurking.
Screen peeking.
Which quarterback? Who's the only quarterback to throw and catch a touchdown in the Super Bowl?
Nick Foles.
Yes, sir.
I was on my Julian Edelman type.
All right.
He had QB at heart.
Whoever's closer wins. How many total interceptions does Brett Favre have?
Thrown?
Thrown.
So you can't steal on this?
Nah, no steal. Whoever closer.
All right, I'm going to say 85.
In his whole career? Whole career.
Yeah, whole career.
105.
366.
Damn, he sucks.
Go. Got it.
I'm a Jake.
Damn, oh, yeah. I should have gone second. What am I doing?
That's a lot.
That was stupid. I should have gone second because he can just go off whatever I say. Go one
Yeah.
higher.
All right.
You don't even want a point. A4. You don't get a point for that.
You get a point. 8-4.
Dumbass question. Dumbass question.
I know this is Which player used Skittles as a mid-game snack?
Marshawn Lynch.
Yes, sir. 8-5.
A5. Come back. But I can't be because if he steals this, I'm
Steal.
done.
Game win.
What was the nickname of the Rams offense in the early 2000s?
The greatest show on turf.
Yes, sir.
What?
9-4.
That's Caden them.
That's Caden.
All right. Who holds the single season rushing yards record?
Eric Dickerson, 1984.
And that's game.
I was waiting for that steal.
That's game. He got 10.
Good game.
Yeah, it's a fun little game, and we'll do that again.
Glad we can start off like that. How's it going?
Let's get into the serious stuff. Gianmarco, I know you were in Dallas this past weekend. And
Right.
That shit was rough, man. Tell me a little bit about what it was like in the stadium.
You know, one of the most beautiful stadiums I've ever, personally been in.
Shout out Jerry.
And yeah, Jerry does a great job, but
I'm gonna be real. Fuck Jerry on some real shit.
Okay.
And Jimmy Johnson.
it was a great game, but you hate to see a great game, going to the dumps like that off of Stripes making a call, and there's a lot of anger. I know there's a lot of anger, especially in the city, but we have an opportunity to make everything right.
Hey, that's what it's always been, though.
Coming soon.
That's always been Detroit versus everybody. That's what
Right.
it's always been. So
Right.
ain't nothing new.
Right.
Yeah.
And hey, one thing I would say, I feel bad for them boys in purple.
Mm.
That Viking next week,
Mm.
they don't deserve what's coming to them because they got something different coming. I feel
got
bad.
family.
We gotta.
They
I feel
got
bad. We
a
gotta
good
take it out on them. But
I got family.
sometimes big bros
I
gotta
like that.
step up and say, hey, I don't want to do this, but I gotta do this.
All right. To tap in on that game, I feel like I like Dan Campbell and some of his decisions, but I feel like God gave you a gift. Why'd you have to go for it again on the 7-yard line? So that is kind of on the Lions, but I mean, this should not have been called back. The
But
first 2
at the
points.
same time, I love the whole year Dan's been very vocal
Yeah.
about going for it, being aggressive
I mean,
in
they
all
did-
parts of
They
the
did
field.
capitalize on a fake punt.
Exactly, and it's the kind of thing you live by the sword, die by the sword,
Mm.
and
Mm.
it's unfortunate, but I love putting the game on the line right there, saying, hey, we came all the way down here, we got 2 yards and then 7 yards to win the game. I take that in one play over any overtime
I
where
love it.
anything can happen. So I'm not upset.
Yeah,
with
let
the
me
outcome
add
at
in
all.
on that. Hey, if they get it, he's a hero. You got
Right.
people posting those things on their story of him with those massive nuts. So
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
you gotta give and take,
For sure.
So, but if he gets it, he's a savior. But if they don't get it, he's stupid. He's an idiot. But I like the call, and they got it
Yeah.
back down to the 2. I don't know if I love that play call. I don't love a play call where the ball's not going into the end zone.
True.
Like
Mhm.
that throw is not
Yeah.
even going to the end zone.
Because you're not even you don't
Even if
control
you
your
catch it.
destiny. The defense right there.
I mean, I don't even know who the ball was thrown to.
Yeah,
I watched a lot of Lions. I don't even know if I've seen him before.
James Mitchell.
All right.
No, hey, James Mitchell, if you watching, I didn't mean to disrespect you like that, but I
Keep
feel like that
working, young
dude's...
buck.
Yeah, keep working, but I feel like that boy Sam Laporta should have got that rock. And I also want to tap in, hey, sponsor of the day, Spindrift. We got unsweetened mango orange. Any purchase over...
Report as eligible.
Huh?
Report as eligible.
Yeah, report is eligible if you want to drink this. But any purchase over $20, use code B for 50% off your next purchase. So
Yes, sir.
that's a little that'll pop up on the screen.
All right. I know it's a tough loss, but those are 2 of the best teams in the NFL right now. You guys got some power rankings, top 5?
Yeah, Gianmarco, you want to go one for one?
Absolutely. I mean,
Hey, let's just go. Everyone do their one. Everyone do their two.
I
everyone do their
think
three.
everybody in the whole world's got the consensus one as the Baltimore Ravens.
Yeah, me
Agree.
too.
Agree.
Me too.
Lamar's looking like the MVP.
Absolutely.
Mine is 2,000 to win the MVP, so
Yeah, it's looking
he's got a
really
good shot about good shot at winning that.
And
I
then
mean, they just whooped on the Dolphins last
Yeah.
night too. I don't know what the final score
the
was.
Dolphins no cupcake either. It's a good team. It's a playoff team. But
And I had the Dolphins in my top 5.
And they, I think they're doing. Hey, I think it's impressive. Want to give a shout out to J.K. Dobbins. You know, went down with an injury, season-ending injury. You know, he's out there coaching the boys up. Gus Edwards.
That's Gus Buzz.
That's Gus Bus Mitchell or Hill. What's his name? Gianmarco. Justice Hill. He's been playing good. And you know, I also want to give a shout out to OBJ.
Yeah.
That's a vet. You didn't think he still had it. He still got it.
Okay. Yeah.
He still got
Another
it.
Raven that's been making a big difference in light of the Mark Andrews injury a couple
Talk
weeks
to me.
ago. Isaiah Likely, the kid out of Coastal Carolina.
Yep.
I mean, yesterday, you know, he doesn't have a lot of catches, a lot of receptions per se, but he gets two catches. Both of those go for touchdown.
Yeah.
He's a big dude too.
He's a
about
big dude.
6'7".
And to
He's gonna get
come
paid.
Come in there as a young guy when your star option on the offensive side of the ball, Lamar's favorite target, goes down with an injury. He's doing everything he can, and you know he's just making that team so much greater.
All right.
Agreed.
Number 2, I got Niners.
Yeah.
At my number 2 spot, I got the Niners as well.
Yes, sir.
You know, they just got too many weapons, man. Offensively and defensively. I haven't watched a ton of ball. I don't know how Chase Young is doing, but
Oh, he doing
that's
good.
an addition. Fred Warner's an addition. Greenlaw, that's a scary dude. So
That's a scary
they,
dude.
they got it. And
And I say
I didn't
this
even
about
say
the
I didn't say
Niners.
offensive players. So you know.
And I say this about the Niners. I know they're coming off a tough loss to the Ravens. But I mean, that was a competitive game. Things got a little bit out of hand at the end. But don't count off don't put your slips in for the Ravens just quite yet. The Niners are still there.
Absolutely.
They can still
Too
make a
well
big run.
coached. Too well coached.
Yeah, and they'll make a run in the playoffs.
For sure.
I don't see who beats them in the NFC. All right, number 3, who you got?
Number 3, this one's tough. There's some debate on this one. Personally, I think I have to go with my home team, the Detroit Lions. The way they battle, the amount of grit they got, and I just think
You better cut them off like that.
How you gonna put the Lions above the Cowboys?
Well, Jim, I mean,
I think it's just because I'll take this
You
because
look-
they won. They won the game.
Decker's ass reported.
Yeah, he reported. You saw him go over. I mean, I don't even want to get into all that. People seen the videos, but they won that game, dog.
Proof
So,
in the pudding, and
proof in the
no, but
pudding.
we have the Detroit Lions have a special opportunity. You know, I don't like to look ahead, but we take on probably Matthew Stafford and the Rams, first round of playoffs in Detroit, first home
We don't
playoff
get
game
into that.
since around 1993. But you know,
Yeah.
special.
But I got Lions at 3-2.
Yeah.
Who you got? You gonna go with the
I got,
boys?
I got the boys. I got the Cowboys.
I don't hate that.
Pretty self-explanatory. I don't think they're a playoff build team though. That's one thing I will say. All right, at your 4, who you got?
At my 4, personally, I have to take the Cleveland Browns.
Damn, I forgot. No, that's a good pick.
What they've been doing, I mean, Joe Flacco having a career game at 38 years old, fresh off the couch, against that
He
Jets.
fresh off a Super Bowl damn near though.
Against that Jets defense,
About 10 years ago.
who's been making quarterbacks, you know, Mahomes, Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, making them look a little silly all year. And Joe Flacco went out and he flipped the script on them.
Yeah.
He did.
And
He said that Drake. I just did the switch.
exactly, they were
He
doing
did.
anything they wanted on the
He
offensive
did.
side of the ball. And that
He done did.
defense is generational,
Mm.
all across the board.
Yeah. Hey, shout out Njoku.
Mm.
That's my boy.
For real.
Oh,
What you got it for?
I got the Fins. I got the
Okay.
Fins. I know they just got an ass open from the Ravens.
Hey, but so did the Lions though earlier in the
yeah,
year. So
I know.
you gotta keep
That's
that
the
in
thing
mind.
about the NFL. Hey, last night took an L.
Tonight I bounce back.
Tonight I bounce back.
Mhm.
And that's the thing with the Dolphins.
Yeah.
They're going to bounce
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a team, they could put up 40 points any given game. You know, they got explosive offense, so I like the way they play, and they'll be back. Who you got at 4?
at 4, sheesh, I gotta take.
Bro, he just did the Browns. You said the Browns are for it.
Oh, my bad.
I go?
Yeah.
And my 4th spot, I got the Cowboys. Good offensively. CD, he's having a season. I was gonna say the run game didn't look that good against the Lions.
Style run D. Style run D.
They got a good D too though. Bland, whoever the other dude had the interception. And then you got Micah Parsons, fellow podcaster.
My old
So-
Micah.
Hey, Mike, we'd love to have you on soon.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, we would.
I know you would.
Sure.
Wouldn't mind being here too though. And then we'll
we
go
got five.
We got
five spot.
Five spot for me in my list. I'm gonna put the Cowboys there, for all the reasons they've said. But I'm gonna let them take over with their 5 spot because obviously we're talking about the Cowboys.
This is a team I know you guys had a little bit higher. I got the Detroit Lions. I understand the excitement behind this team. They're a good team. They're well coached. And I love the way they run the ball. But the only two things that are negative is that defense. I just don't feel like that defense can stop a high-powered NFL offense. And I also feel like sometimes Jared Goff is turnover prone, and he'll just let that thing fly without any regards. But that's a hell
no
of a team.
regards for that.
But when they're running it right, running behind Penei Sewell, they got Jameer Gibbs holding that rock.
Hey, let's not
David
forget about
Montgomery.
Frankenstein's monster right there.
Lightning and
Yeah.
Thunder.
I mean, those are two dogs.
Yeah.
I mean, they could definitely make a run in the playoffs. I don't see them beating the Niners, but I could see them beating any other team in the NFC. What you got at 5?
At 5, I don't have a tsunami, but I have an earthquake. And that earthquake is Bake. Bucks, Tampa Bay Bucks, little bit different. I know they just had a bad loss, but that's a team I don't want to see.
Yeah.
Bake, I know we're gonna get back into comeback player of the year. He's up there along with Joe Flacco. He's got weapons. Mike Evans, probably most underrated player in the league besides Pacheco. Besides Isaiah Pacheco, obviously.
The young man out of Rutgers.
Yeah, the young. But I'm gonna go Bucks. That's a team I don't want to see. Predicting it now, I know we're not getting into locks right now. That's a later segment. But one of Brock's locks is Tampa Bay Bucks are gonna beat the Eagles. I have a feeling that's gonna be around plus 250, plus 300.
Value.
Thank you.
Value.
That's bank.
We have value. And Bake, he's never out of a game. I know they lost to the Texans. Sorry, I'm rambling a little bit. I know they lost to the Texans, but there's a minute, 2 minutes left in the game. 4th down, 3rd down, 4th down, like 3 of them. He steps up. He'll go run for him. He'll go.
Yeah.
He ain't sliding. He's gonna go take a hit for his team.
And this is a player he's always been since Oklahoma.
Mhm.
Damn near since Texas Tech. He's gonna get a gritty win. He'll do whatever it takes to get a win. 3rd and 5, he'll tuck in.
He ain't out here
He don't
just
care.
making commercials.
And that's what I love. You talked about that loss to the Texans. Shout out to the Texans though. CJ Stroud been balling different now.
Hey.
I hope they get in.
Tank Dell,
and right
hope
now,
you get better.
and that's a close division. Right now, we got 3 teams that are 9 and 7.
Yep.
It's anybody's game. 3
Hey.
teams that are 9 and 7. I hope the Texans do make it. CJ Stroud's a hell of a player.
Looks like the Bucks are gonna take care of business, hopefully, against the Panthers. So they're gonna get in.
Yeah.
But Philly, that's a tough game. You wanna segue into
Yeah.
that
So
that playoff picture?
biggest game tomorrow, or not tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll
next
go.
week,
Yeah, we'll go there.
Is Bills versus the Dolphins. Big playoff implications. If the Bills win, they're the 2 seed. If they lose, they could maybe potentially be out of the playoffs. So that's a big one. You want to touch on that?
Yeah, the Bills, they had a rough start for sure this season, but I think everybody's been talking, and that's a scary team that no one wants to face. And if they get in as the 2 seed and win the AFC East, anything could happen. Looking at the AFC, it looks pretty weak other than the juggernaut Ravens.
Yeah.
So I would have them as, the second best team
Yep.
making it to that conference championship.
And you don't have to go. I don't think you have to go through Kansas City as much as you have in past years.
Right.
They're not as strong as they have been. And I'll say this about the Bills is, early in the season, you touch on they had a rough start, but they fired their offense coordinator after that last-second loss against the Broncos. Josh Allen was turnover prone, but he's starting to slow that down, and they've been able to really turn things around, and they could make a little run in the playoffs.
Absolutely.
So you got Bills winning that game?
I do.
Yeah, Bills.
I do.
Me too. I like what Mike McDaniel's got going over. I like Tua. Tyreek's a tough dude to guard, but at the end of the day, I like Josh Allen a lot.
Yeah.
Been some key injuries for
like-
the Dolphins.
I like
on the
James Cook, too.
Defensive side of the ball.
Jalen Phillips,
and
Bradley
then
Chubb.
Bradley Chubb this past week. So
Okay.
I mean, that front seven's a little weak right now.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's a game we'll definitely be excited to touch on next week.
Yeah.
Anything else you want to talk on with the playoffs?
Let's get into this.
Let's
playoff
get into that picture. Y'all want to just Baltimore?
through
I'll
the
just
games.
yeah. So we'll start with those buys. Looks like Baltimore and San Fran are gonna get those buys.
They already got it locked up.
Locked up.
Lock it in.
As it stands right now, we got Cleveland versus Jacksonville. Jacksonville winning that week division. But I honestly do hope that the Texans can pull that out, because that would be exciting. I would much rather see C.J. Stroud, rookie quarterback, going into Cleveland.
Absolutely.
Or no, Cleveland going into Houston, trying to get a W on C.J. Stroud. I love the way
that's a
C.J. Stroud's
game.
playing.
That's a game that was played earlier in the year, and Cleveland. I'm not. C.J. Stroud wasn't active for that game, so you can't look at the past result and be like, oh, it's gonna happen again, obviously. But that defense, like I said, it's a scary group.
Yep.
Yeah.
So you got one in that one. You got Cleveland taking that.
For that game, it doesn't matter if it's Jacksonville or if it's Houston or if the Colts somehow sneak in there. I'm taking Cleveland in that one.
I got Cleveland as well.
This next one in the AFC is Buffalo versus KC, but we're saying Buffalo wins next week. It'd be Miami, KC. I got KC.
This was a game that was played over in Deutschland earlier in the year. And I have not liked what I've seen from the Kansas City Chiefs at all. Defensive side of the ball, they're good. They helped Jake Browning, but I don't see that offense clicking. I hate to bet against Patrick, but I have to, and I'm going to take the Miami Dolphins in that one for sure.
And I'll say this about the Cincinnati Bengals, who just lost to the Kansas City Chiefs last night, get eliminated from the playoffs. I'll say this to the offensive line. Get ready to learn Chinese, bro.
Yeah.
Because that's probably the worst offensive line performance I've ever seen.
Shanghai Sharks need you.
I take Spencer Beckman over you, dude.
Yeah, for sure.
Orlando Brown Jr., you're trash, bro.
That says a lot. Spencer Beckman.
You're not coming on the podcast, bro.
Never.
Orlando Brown. Spencer, you're welcome, bro.
I'm gonna give my 2 cents about that game. I'm with Pat, man. I just don't like betting against Patrick Mahomes, man. He's gonna get it done. I'm not gonna say these games don't mean nothing to him. Obviously they do, but he's definitely got a different switch in the playoffs, man. He's one of those guys that can just flip that switch. You got another dude in the backfield we talked about earlier, Isaiah Pacheco. That's a scary dude.
Yeah.
That's a scary dude. You still got Travis Kelce. I know they're having some troubles at receiver. Rashid Rice out of SMU.
Good player.
He looks good. He's on Tom Cavanaugh's fantasy team. They fell out of the playoffs last
Need
week.
to be on.
But
Another layer
I got
to that
Chiefs.
game is that would be, if it does work out as the Dolphins playing the Chiefs, that would be Patrick Mahomes' first away playoff game of his whole career.
And that just speaks to his dominance.
Absolutely.
Let's go to the NFC side of the ball.
Speaks volumes.
San Francisco locked up the bye. Looks like Dallas is going to win that division. Dallas and Green Bay. Dallas.
I think that's a closer
Okay.
game than people think. Sean, or whatever his name is, Matt LaFleur, good coach.
Yeah.
Jordan Love's look good. I know Christian Watson last night was out with a hamstring injury, so he hasn't been able to be that explosive. But they look good. They looked good last night. I wouldn't count them out, but ultimately I got Dallas winning.
Yep. And this is just as it stands right now. Anything subject to change, but as we said, we got Tampa Bay beating the Eagles. We're looking plus
That was
200,
me, though.
plus 300.
That's what I said though.
That's a broad block.
Y'all can fade that if you want.
But yeah, you heard it here first. All right, this is a game we really want to get into. Matt Stafford returning to Detroit to get his ass kicked by the Detroit Lions.
You know, you look at the Rams, and they've been doing it running the ball this year. Matthew's been great as of late, but Kyron Williams has really come onto the scene this year. I mean, he's got He's got like 15 touchdowns in 10 games that he's played. But I think Detroit, we saw it last week with Tony Pollard. He wasn't able to get anything going on the ground. So I think Detroit takes that one at home.
I agree with you. But I do like the way the Rams been playing ball recently.
Divisional.
Yeah. Yeah. Let's get it going. You got it.
So into the next round for the AFC side, we'd have what? The Ravens playing Cleveland. Holy crap! You're talking about Joe Flacco going in to Baltimore to play his former team. Wow.
I got Ravens -10.
Yeah.
I got Joe Flacco.
I think it'll be. I think that Ravens just too explosive, man. What I've seen, what I saw them do to the Lions, man. Just let alone like that made me.
Hurt my soul.
Just made me emotional. That's all I'm gonna say. So that was a tough game to watch. I think Ravens gonna get that win. They just look super explosive.
For sure. Then we got Kansas City versus Miami.
No, it's flipped. So it'd be. Who do we have winning the Miami KC game?
KC.
I had KC.
So then KC's gonna play.
The Ravens. Or KC
they
play.
play
and you ought to come
the
back.
Bills. The Bills.
Mhm.
It'd be KC playing the Bills in the divisional. I'm taking the Bills there. They're too hungry,
I'm not
too disrespected. They're gonna win that game.
not in Kansas City. They're not winning that game. But yeah, I like the way you think. And then I think we both got Baltimore coming out the AFC on top. All right, NFC.
It'd be
We got
Tampa Bay,
Bay versus
49ers.
49ers,
And,
Niners.
Yeah,
right?
Niners.
We all got Niners.
Love Bake, but too well coached, too good.
I got Meg.
All off the ball.
I got Meg.
And then we'd have Detroit and Dallas. In Dallas,
You can't beat them
That's-
twice.
that's-
they'd be checking balls, saying, "Run that shit back."
Mm-hmm.
Sorry about my language, but
And that just reminds me of Marquise Morris in the locker room and the whole Miami Heat team in the locker room after just waiting for Nikola Jokic. That's what that reminded me
that's
of.
Marquise?
exactly what that reminded me of.
Marquise.
Alright, so who we got coming out that NFC playing
San
Ravens?
Francisco.
So I see it as it'd be San Francisco versus the Lions in that NFC Championship game in Santa Clara. Love my Lions, but I'm gonna take the 49ers there.
I got
In Santa Clara, I got Niners winning, and that's a 2013 Super Bowl rematch.
I think
Yeah.
just taking that 1C kind of a cop out. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. I got Baltimore coming out the AFC. But the NFC, I got the Bucks beating the 49ers. I got Detroit versus the Bucks. Detroit's gonna win. I got Detroit's Ravens in the Super Bowl. And I think it's a kind of a recap of what happened last time. I think Ravens get the smackdown. John Harbaugh wins another one. Both it's the Harbaugh year.
And
Because that mission, I don't even want to get in the NCAA yet.
Hey, shout
but-
out to Harbaugh.
Both
She's
Harbaugh's gonna be champions.
And
Chicken nugget.
And that's what we'll get into next. We got the Rose Bowl later tonight. Michigan comes in at -137.
Hey, before we get into that though, I want to give a shout out to not Brady Prescorn, but Caden Prescorn. 10 receptions, 150 yards receiving,
dude.
2 touchdowns. Ole Miss.
Conversion.
I mean, that's just
Man.
that's some stuff you.
Dominant performance.
That's some stuff you.
That dude's
I mean,
balling,
yeah,
man.
you see that. You see on the Instagram, hey, I'm returning. After a performance like that, that draft stock ups a little bit, under the big lights. Not that all your games aren't under the big lights, but you have more eyes watching that game. So big shout out there. But
And that's why you go to the SEC.
you was at Memphis.
And that's why you go to Ole Miss.
But you go to Ole Miss.
Make plays like that.
Wear that
in big
powder
games
blue.
like that.
Wearing the powder blues though.
Because Memphis ain't playing in no. Memphis ain't playing in no games like that, and that's
Yeah.
why you transfer in. And he's been balling all
And that's
season.
that's a good team. You got 2 losses on the
Transfer
year.
him.
You got 2
And
losses.
that's a good Penn State defense too. And they kept that game close for 3 quarters. But like you said, they were able to run away with it in the end. Shout out Jackson
up.
Dart. Shout out
Jackson.
Lane Kiffin.
Lane Kiffin type.
Those are 2 dogs.
Judkins.
Ju-
Judkins.
Judkins,
That's the
no,
last
Judkins
name. I don't know the
Judge.
first, but Judd.
That's all.
He's a good player.
That's off the radar.
He's a good player. So behind me, and let's get that Rose Bowl.
Yeah. So you got Michigan tonight?
I mean, I want to say that, but deep down in my heart, SEC is just different.
I'm rolling Tide tonight.
SEC is just different. I got, I don't know how Michigan's favored in this game. I got Alabama 38, and I got Michigan 24. That's what I got.
That's honestly, and
Sounds good.
that's something I like too. I got Alabama 31, Michigan 17.
But I do have a Blake Corum anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I'm thinking a
That's
little lower
free money.
scoring. I'm gonna go Alabama 23, then give me Michigan like 14, maybe 17. I don't see them being able to move on that Tide. That Tide's gonna drown them out.
Yeah, that front, that line in the SEC, man, those
Boys are different.
boys just come bigger down south.
Yeah. And that's a lock is Alabama plus 2.5.
Yeah.
That's a lock.
That's a padlock. That ain't no Brock lock.
And you get even money for that. All right, Sugar Bowl. This one's a little bit more exciting. We got Washington, high flying offense, but Texas more well-rounded team. You got Texas minus 184 and a 3.5 point favorite. Surprised me that Texas is that heavily favored, but I understand where it's coming from. But I do think Washington is no team to sleep on.
Absolutely. I see this one, like Pat said. Washington probably's got the better player out of the two teams, but I just feel like Texas is gonna dominate this game and they're gonna win by about. I got a minus 9.5.
You got Washington
This
minus?
one. I got Texas minus
Texas
9.5.
Yeah. I honestly do like the way you think on that. Texas just got a better defense, but Washington's gonna score 20-25 points. Michael Penix's probably the best quarterback in the country, next to Jaden Daniels. But I do have Texas winning by 7 or more. What do you got?
I'm not gonna act like I know a ton about these two teams. I haven't watched much. I know Washington's got an explosive offense,
They do.
so I'm gonna go with them. I'm gonna go with them. I think it'll be a
It'll be
high-scoring game. I think I am being different. I'm gonna go 45, 38. Not last time. I'm gonna say 44, 38.
And I
Last second touchdown. They don't even kick the PAT because it's it's a buzzard.
and I actually do love that because
Actually, not.
I actually do love that
45,
because
38.
that's a Pac-12 Big 12 matchup. You got ain't no defense gonna be played tonight.
Yeah.
But yeah,
45-38. That's final.
and we got
And they're gonna score with 29 seconds left.
Bama Texas rematch in the national championship, and I got Bama winning by 7.
Roll Tide.
Yeah. I got Bama winning it all by too much.
I know.
By too much. I think it's just
It's not even
disrespectful. And
Too
that's
much
I feel
anger,
like
too
this
much
is
anger.
this is kind of a good segue into the 12 team next year. We could play that hypothetical too. Who would have been the top 12 and play?
Yeah.
We could play that,
Oh.
but yeah, those. Man, Alabama's just different, man. So I got them winning the championship. I don't know about how much, but I think it'll be by double digits. And Saban gets another
Yeah.
Khaled voice, another one.
Yeah. Another college football game I want to tap in on is I know there's a lot of opt-outs, but Florida State got their ass whooped, and they were talking all week about how they should have made it, how they're gonna win, and how they're gonna be national champions. Bro,
Yeah, I mean,
and they're trying to talk about how they had all these opt-outs. Dude, Georgia had opt-outs too. Georgia only played freshmen in the second half, and they still were up 30-0 in the second half.
it's just unfortunate. You wish Florida State QB. You wish he doesn't go down, but injuries are just part of the game, and I think the committee made the right choice.
Yeah. Obviously, because
I mean, you lose
'Cause
by
we're talking-
60.
we're talking about Alabama winning right now,
Yeah.
and that's a team that probably wouldn't have been in the playoffs, and that's just not fair to leave the best team out of the playoffs, regardless.
Georgia.
Good decision. Now we're talking about Alabama. But yeah,
Michigan
shout out to
State
Georgia.
got left out.
Hey,
Yeah,
what I'm gonna
Michigan State
say?
gets done. But yeah, speaking about that Florida State team, shout out Keon Coleman. That's a Spartan right there.
Spartan Dog Hooper too.
I know.
He had a bucket.
Shout out Malik Carr.
But what I am gonna say about that Florida State game, they had too many guys out. And obviously, when you go to Georgia, they got way more depth. You know,
Yeah,
their third
that's the
stringers
thing.
are probably better than some of the first stringers on Florida State.
Sure.
But that was embarrassing. That was embarrassing. Do I think they should have made it? No. What I think the biggest snub out of all this is Georgia not making it.
I agree.
That's when you
Well,
watch them
yeah.
play. That's the best or the second best team in the country. I'm not saying they should.
Obviously.
There's no world where they can get in over Michigan, over Washington, but they're better than both of them, and they're better than Texas.
And this
so.
is what I've been saying is the national championship was played in Atlanta in the SEC championship. And whoever wins this game is coming out and winning the national championship. It just sucks both teams couldn't make it. But yeah, that's the next game we like to play. Brock, give me one. It's called shoutouts. Give me a shout out for one player.
I'll send that to Gianmarco real quick.
Nah,
Player?
all right, we gonna send it to you first. Give me a shout out one player.
Oh, I'm gonna shout my player. I'm gonna shout Caden Prescorn. I mean, I already said that. That's my shout out player though. That's my shout out player. I already said the stats, but
One coach.
congrats. You got me, coach. I'm gonna stay. A lot of people are gonna disagree with this. I'm gonna go with Dan Campbell. I mean, the fake punt, still going for it, because when he talked after the game, he said, "Hey, I told my offense minute 40 something. He said we're gonna go down, drive the field, we're gonna score a touchdown, then we're gonna go for 2 and we're gonna win the game." Even though they didn't do that, that's a man of his word, and he said, "Hey, that's what I said I'm gonna do, so I'm gonna do it."
Yeah.
And they didn't do it, but he made the decisions.
Yes, sir. Give me a shout out one team.
I gotta go Ravens, man. That was just disrespectful what they did. That was just disrespectful what they did.
And I'll ask you this. I know Lamar Jackson's having a great season, MVP season. What's better, this Ravens team or the 2020 Ravens team that went 13-3?
I think this defense just looks better. That's what I'm gonna say. And
That's just man by Roquan. Had a sick interception yesterday, and he's been balling.
Studs everywhere, man.
Yeah.
Hey, what was I gonna say? Yeah, people want to. Hey, he doesn't have, like, if you compare his offense to the 49ers offense, they don't have those weapons, right?
Mm-hmm.
But his weapons are in the defense, bro. They're gonna get him the ball back. That defense itself is a weapon. You know?
And shout out Todd Monken. That offense.
So
Todd Monken.
Todd Monken.
That's offensive coordinator. Was offensive coordinator at Georgia last couple of years, but he's really been able to utilize every one of Lamar Jackson's strengths and hide all the weaknesses, and that offense is perfectly tapered around him, and all the pieces are ready to fit Lamar Jackson's game. But Brock, shout out one viewer, one person watching.
I'm gonna get a little disrespectful. I'm gonna go two viewers.
Okay.
I don't want to follow by rules, but I'm gonna go Tyree Smith, Trey Walker.
Oh.
Congrats on your win, bro. Those are big wins.
Hey.
Trey 15 points. Tyree, you're a junior, man. 24 points, I think.
But
That's
it's
a game,
25.
and you know that's a game that y'all needed, and it felt fitting just to pair, just a combo with that Pistons win.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just like it's always been, man. It's Detroit, it's Rochester, man. It's versus everybody, man. So I mean, congrats to y'all too.
Yeah.
Played a good game. Congrats on the win.
And I'll say this about this. I know Tyree had 24, and he was hot. But don't overlook Trey, man. Trey had 5 assists in that game, and he's just.
Well, that's why I gave him his flowers. I
Yeah,
gave him flowers.
give that boy his flowers because he got 5 assists.
Yeah, you should.
But yeah, Gianmarco, we're gonna go with you. Shout out one player.
So my one player, this the guy who's a little under the radar, but I gotta go Breece Hall, running back for the Jets. You know, I say this because it's been a terrible season for the Jets, and but if you're into fantasy like I am, you know how much of a savior he was throughout these playoffs, and just being able to keep performing and keep producing when you're on a bad team like that, it just says a lot about who you are as a player.
Yeah, and as a man,
As a father.
where's your pride at?
Right.
One coach.
One coach, I'd love to say Dan Campbell, but I'm gonna have to go with Shane Steichen, the head coach for the Colts. You look at that team, you draft Anthony Richardson at 3, and
He goes down.
early in the year, and you know, you got Gardner Minshew at QB, and I mean they're winning, they're in. So that says a lot about just the perseverance of that team and just who Shane is as a coach. And I think he deserves Coach of the Year pretty handily.
Yeah, that's definitely doing more with less. That's what I like
Mm.
about them. Shout out one team.
My one team, I got to go with the Cleveland Brownies because, I mean, Deshaun Watson goes down. Nick Chubb goes down. I mean, you pick up Joe Flacco, 38-year-old, off the waiver wire, and you see what he's doing, and it's baffling. No one would have seen this coming, and they are an absolute contender for the Super Bowl.
For sure. One viewer.
One viewer, friend of the podcast, got to go with David Njoku. Had a great game on Thursday night. Balled out. 20 fantasy points, too easy for David. And we'd love to have you on the pod anytime, David.
For sure. Just make sure you wear that mask.
Oh, yes.
Because this is we're not trying to get age restricted. All right, I'll do my shout out. One player. My one player is going to have to be Donovan Edwards, man.
The Don.
That's the Don from West Bloomfield, Michigan. The thing about him is I know he's not
The Don.
he's not getting the ball as much, in the red zone, but he's still being used as a third down back, as a receiving back. If he can get 50 receiving yards and make a couple big plays, explosive plays,
Didn't need it.
they're gonna need that, and he'll be able to keep Michigan in this game for sure. One coach I want to give a shout out to, Coach O. Coach O.
Go Giants.
No, but
No, bro, not coach, not that coach.
That
bro.
coach. I know you
Talking
tapped
about
on
Stoney
that. I know you tapped on that
Zesty.
W.
Who?
That's that first W.
Zesty.
And
Zesty.
shout out Trey. Shout out Tyree. Congrats, Coach O, on that first W. One
Your
team.
Bro, I ain't gonna get
One
it.
team.
2 years.
One team. One team I want to give a shout out to is team I want to give a shout out to is the San Francisco 49ers. I know they got beat down pretty bad on Christmas night, but they were able to have a bounce back last night, beat the Commanders pretty well. Yeah, hoping to see more out of them come playoffs, and they'll be just fine. My one viewer I want to give a shout out to, Thomas O'Day, man. Good.
Pops.
It's a good dude right there. If you haven't had a chance to meet him, I recommend you do. 2009 Marine Corps Taker of the Year. Give that man his flowers, man. And he's a good dude. And he's a very good friend of the podcast. We're gonna have him on very soon. But yeah, shout out to him. Brock, anything else you want to tap in on?
No, I think I'm good there. I don't know, covered a lot. I'm down to talk. Keep going though.
What you got?
I just want to say, just enjoy these next couple weeks. Football. The moments are fleeting. You got to hold on to these games, especially playoffs. Then you're going like today for college football, the national championship. Because in a month and a half, we're stuck with damn basketball.
Yeah. Well, that wraps it up. I thank you two for coming on. Welcome on anytime to the show.
Thanks for having us.
For sure. And we're wishing everyone here a very happy New Year and
Happy holidays.
all the happy holidays, and may blessings come your way. All right, thank you very much.
Auntie chill.
Man, we killed that shit.
When he said, Auntie chill.
You think we killed that shit?
Auntie chill. I liked it.